Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Disgraced attorney Tom Girardi still owes $11 million to a client 11 years after a legal settlement for the terrible injuries he suffered in a gas explosion that also took the life of his girlfriend, a federal court in Los Angeles heard Wednesday. Joe Ruigamez, 33, and his family hired the once top attorney to sue California utility giant PG&E after the fiery 2010 pipeline explosion destroyed his San Bruno, California home, putting him in a coma for 2 months, he told the jury of 7 men and 5 women on the second day of Girardi's trial. Girardi and his family reached a settlement with PG&E 3 years later in which Ruigamez was to receive $5 million plus an annuity, he said. And when Ruigamez asked to see the full settlement agreement, Girardi promised to send it to him. But he never did. Girardi, 85, estranged husband of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne, is charged with 4 counts of wire fraud in which he allegedly cheated clients out of $15 million in settlement funds they were owed for injuries they suffered. He's pleaded not guilty to all the charges. The former super lawyer, who showed up at court Wednesday in a gray jacket, open-neck blue check shirt, black pants, and white sneakers built a powerful legal firm after his fight against a utility company inspired the Oscar-winning movie Erin Brockovich. But Girardi's high-flying career collapsed in 2020 when he was accused of stealing millions in settlements he'd won for the victims of the 2018 Lion airplane crash in Indonesia. Claims from that crash, in which 189 people died, are the basis of separate criminal charges against Girardi that are still pending in Chicago. He has pleaded not guilty to those charges as well. Federal prosecutors in LA on day 1 of the trial Tuesday maintained that between 2010 and 2020 the shamed attorney, who is facing 20 years in prison if convicted, lied to clients and used their misappropriated millions to pay for his own lavish lifestyle of private jets, luxury cars, expensive jewelry with his third wife, ex-go-go dancer Jayne, 52, including $20 million to fund her acting career. Meanwhile, Girardi's defense attorneys claim that it was not their client but his law firm's chief executive, Christopher Kamen, 49, who plundered the victims' settlement funds, embezzling some $50 million. And they claim that Kamen took advantage of Girardi's dementia, which prevented him from keeping track of his company's business affairs. Kamen has been charged with wire fraud charges similar to Girardi's, but is being tried separately. He is also accused of embezzling $10 million from Girardi's law firm Girardi Keys, which is now in bankruptcy, with $100 million in debts. Kamen has pleaded not guilty to all the counts he's facing. At court in downtown LA Wednesday, Ruigamez, who walks with a limp after more than 30 surgeries following the explosion 14 years ago, told jurors that he hadn't pressed Girardi harder to see a copy of the settlement agreement, because I trusted Tom. I had confidence in him. Both Ruigamez and his mother, Kathleen Ruigamez, who was also a witness Wednesday, told how they hired Girardi after he dazzled them with his bragging about million, even billion-dollar settlements he'd won against major corporations like Exxon, Lockheed, Shell, and Ford. He boasted about Erin Brockovich and how much money he made for his clients and about his wife who was a TV star, said Ruigamez, who was also impressed by magazine covers and articles about Girardi's soaring legal practice. His mother, Kathleen, added, Tom talked about having lunch with presidents and judges. He was always boasting about his connections. Ruigamez said that Girardi, whose law firm claimed a 25% contingency fee, meaning they didn't charge legal fees, but received 25% of the settlement amount, settled with PG&E in January 2013. But a year later, he still had not received any money from the Girardi Keys, which was supposed to have put his settlement cash into a trust fund earning 6.5% interest. When he questioned Girardi about the delay, he said, he got excuses and apologies and claims that the payout had to be signed by a judge who was reluctant to give a large sum of money to a young man who might not know how to handle it. Tom always buttered me up, called me babe and told me he was going to take care of me, Ruigamez told the court.